Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Without Stress. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Mary. We're so happy you're here with us today.
You know, Mary, I was thinking, moving to a new city or starting at a new place can be really exciting, but also a bit, what's the word?
Lonely?
Exactly, lonely. And today we're going to talk about something that almost everyone struggles with at some point, making new friends as an adult.
Oh, this is such an important topic. When you're a kid, making friends is easy, right? You just play together and suddenly you're best friends. But as an adult, it's a bit more complicated.
Right? You can't just walk up to someone and say, "Do you want to be my friend?" Well, I guess you could, but it might be a little awkward.
Just a little. So today, we're going to walk through the whole process, from introducing yourself to someone new, to finding common interests, and then the really important part, following up and actually turning that first conversation into a real friendship.
And as always, we'll keep things practical and stress-free. We'll give you phrases you can use, tips that actually work, and we'll have a natural conversation so you can hear how English speakers really talk in these situations.
So, whether you're new to a city, starting a new job, or just want to expand your social circle, this episode is for you. Let's dive in.
All right, Mary, let's start at the very beginning. You're at a party or a community event or maybe a coffee shop, and you see someone who seems friendly. How do you even start a conversation?
Great question. The first step is always the hardest, but it doesn't have to be complicated. The key is to keep it simple and natural.
So what's a good way to break the ice?
Well, one of the easiest ways is to make a comment about the situation you're both in. For example, if you're at a party, you could say something like, "This is a great party, isn't it?" Or, "The food here is amazing."
Oh, I like that. So you're not immediately making it about you or about them, you're just making an observation about something you're both experiencing.
Exactly. It's low pressure. And usually the other person will respond, and that opens the door for more conversation.
Right. So let's say they respond with, "Yeah, it's really nice." What do you say next?
Then you can introduce yourself. Something simple like, "By the way, I'm Mary. I just moved to the area." Or, "I'm Mary. I work with Sarah. She invited me."
So you give your name and a little bit of context about why you're there.
Exactly. That context is important because it gives the other person something to respond to. They might say, "Oh, you just moved here. Where are you from?" And boom, you've got a conversation going.
That makes sense. Now, what if you're in a situation where there's no obvious context, like maybe you're just sitting next to someone at a cafe?
Good point. In that case, you can use what I call a friendly compliment or a question. For example, "I love your jacket. Where did you get it?" Or, "Excuse me, do you know if this cafe has Wi-Fi?"
Oh, I like the question approach. It's helpful and it gives them a reason to talk to you.
Exactly. And once they answer, you can follow up with, "Thanks. I'm Andrew, by the way." And then maybe ask, "Do you come here often?"
Wait, isn't "do you come here often" kind of a pickup line?
Okay, yes, it can be, but in a casual, friendly context, it's actually a totally normal question. It's just asking if they're a regular at that place.
Fair enough. So the key is to keep your tone friendly and casual, not, flirty.
Exactly. Unless that's what you're going for, of course.
Right, right. Okay, so let's say you've introduced yourself and the other person seems interested in talking. What are some good follow-up questions to keep the conversation going?
Great question. This is where you want to show genuine interest in the other person. Some easy questions are, "So, what do you do?" "How do you know blank, the host or the event organizer?" "Have you lived here long?" "What brings you here today?"
Those are all pretty open-ended, right? They can't just answer with yes or no.
Exactly. Open-ended questions are key to keeping a conversation flowing. You want the other person to have the opportunity to share more about themselves.
And I think it's also important to listen to their answers, right? Like, really listen, not just wait for your turn to talk.
Oh, absolutely. Active listening is so important. If they mention something interesting, follow up on it. For example, if they say, "I'm a teacher," you could say, "Oh, that's great. What grade do you teach?" Or, "How long have you been teaching?"
Right, and that shows that you're engaged and interested in what they're saying.
Exactly. People can tell when you're genuinely interested versus when you're just being polite.
Okay, so let's do a quick role play. I'll be the person at a party, and you start a conversation with me.
Sounds good. Here we go. Hey, this party is really fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great. The music is awesome.
Right? I'm Mary, by the way. I work with Sarah. She invited me.
Oh, nice to meet you, Mary. I'm Andrew. I actually live in the building, so I know the host pretty well.
Oh, cool. So you're a neighbor. Have you been living here long?
About 2 years now. I really like the area. It's pretty convenient for work.
That's great. What do you do?
I'm a graphic designer. How about you?
I'm a teacher. I teach English to international students.
Oh, that's so interesting. Do you enjoy it?
I love it. It's really rewarding.
See? That was easy.
Right? And we covered a lot in just a short conversation. Introductions, context, questions, and we found some things to talk about.
Exactly. All right, so that's the introduction phase. Let's move on to the next part, finding common interests.
Okay, so you've introduced yourself, you've had a nice conversation, but how do you figure out if you actually have anything in common with this person?
That's a good question, because let's be honest, you're not going to become best friends with everyone you meet.
Exactly, and that's okay. But when you do find someone you click with, it's usually because you have some shared interests or values.
So how do you find those shared interests without making it feel like an interrogation?
Right, you don't want to be like, what are your hobbies? Do you like sports? What about movies? One question after another.
Exactly. So what's a more natural way to discover common ground?
I think the best way is to share a little bit about yourself and see if they relate. For example, if you're talking about your weekend, you might say, I'm planning to check out that new hiking trail this weekend. Do you like hiking?
Oh, I like that. So you're not just asking them questions, you're sharing something about yourself first.
Exactly. And if they say, oh, I love hiking, then you've found a common interest. But if they say, not really, I'm more of an indoor person, that's okay too. You can ask, what do you like to do in your free time?
Right. And by sharing first, you're also making yourself a bit vulnerable, which helps build connection.
Absolutely. People tend to open up more when you open up first.
So what are some good topics to explore when you're trying to find common interests?
Great question. Here are some easy ones. Hobbies and activities. Do you have any hobbies? What do you like to do on weekends? Are you into sports? Entertainment. Have you watched anything good lately? Do you listen to podcasts? Hint, hint. What kind of music are you into? Food and drink. Are you a coffee person or a tea person? Do you like trying new restaurants? Can you cook or are you more of a takeout person? Travel. Do you like to travel? What's your favorite place you visited? Are you planning any trips?
Those are all great. And I think what's nice about these topics is that they're light and fun. You're not getting into anything too heavy or personal right away.
Exactly. You want to keep things positive and easy when you're first getting to know someone.
Now, what if you ask a few of these questions and you realize you don't really have much in common?
That's totally okay. Not everyone is going to be a perfect match for friendship. You can still be friendly and polite, but you don't have to force it.
Right. And sometimes, even if you don't have the same hobbies, you might share similar values or have a similar sense of humor, and that can be enough to build a friendship on.
Absolutely. I have friends who I don't share many hobbies with, but we have great conversations and we make each other laugh, and that's what matters.
That's a good point. Okay, let's do another role play. This time, let's try to find some common interests. I'll start.
Sounds good.
So, Mary, what do you like to do when you're not working?
Oh, I love reading. I'm kind of a bookworm. I also enjoy going to the gym. How about you?
Oh, nice. I like reading too, but I'll be honest, I'm more into podcasts and audiobooks than physical books these days.
Oh, I get that. Sometimes it's just easier to listen while you're doing other things. What kind of podcasts do you listen to?
I'm really into true crime podcasts and anything about technology. How about you?
True crime. Yes, I love those too. Have you listened to Serial?
Oh my gosh, yes. That was the one that got me hooked on podcasts.
Same here. Okay, so we both like true crime podcasts. What else? Do you like going out or are you more of a homebody?
I'd say I'm a bit of both. I like going out for dinner or drinks with friends, but I also really enjoyed just staying in and watching a good movie.
Same. I'm definitely not a huge party person, but I love a good dinner with friends or a movie night.
Perfect! So we have some things in common: true crime podcasts, reading or listening to books, and we both like a balance of going out and staying in.
See? That felt pretty natural, right?
Yeah, and we found several things we have in common. That's the kind of conversation that makes you think, hey, I'd like to hang out with this person again.
Exactly. And that brings us to our next topic, following up.
All right, this is the part that a lot of people struggle with. You've had a great conversation, you've found some common interests, but then how do you actually turn that into a friendship?
Yes, this is so important because if you don't follow up, that nice conversation you had will just be a one-time thing.
Exactly. So what's the best way to follow up after meeting someone new?
Well, the first step is to exchange contact information. This could be phone numbers, social media, email, whatever feels comfortable.
Right, and it's usually pretty easy to suggest this. You can just say something like, hey, this was really fun. We should keep in touch. Do you want to exchange numbers?
Exactly. And most people will say yes if they enjoyed talking to you. If they seem hesitant, that's okay. Not everyone is looking for new friends, and that's their choice.
Right, don't take it personally. But let's say they do give you their number or add you on social media. What's next?
The next step is to reach out within a few days. Don't wait too long, or they might forget who you are.
That's true. So what do you say when you reach out?
Keep it simple and friendly. You could send a text like, "Hey, it's Andrew from the party on Saturday. It was great meeting you." "Hi, Mary, this is Andrew. I really enjoyed our conversation about podcasts. We should grab coffee sometime."
Oh, I like that second one because you're referencing something specific from your conversation. That shows you were paying attention.
Exactly. And it also makes it easier for them to remember you.
So once you've reached out, how do you suggest actually getting together?
This is where you want to be specific, but also flexible. Instead of saying, "we should hang out sometime," which is too vague, try, "would you like to grab coffee this weekend? There's a new cafe that opened downtown. Want to check it out on Saturday? I'm going to that book club meeting on Wednesday. Would you like to come with me?"
So you're suggesting a specific activity and a specific time frame, but you're still giving them the option to say yes or no.
Exactly. And if they say they're busy, don't take it personally. Just say, "no problem. Let me know if another time works better."
Right, and if they're interested, they'll usually suggest an alternative time.
Exactly. But if they keep saying they're busy without suggesting another time, that might be a hint that they're not really interested in getting together.
And that's okay. You can't force a friendship.
Exactly. But let's say you do make plans and you meet up for coffee or whatever activity you suggested. What happens then?
I think the key is to just be yourself and have a good time. If the conversation flows naturally and you both enjoy it, you can suggest doing it again.
Right. At the end of your coffee date or whatever activity, you can say something like, "this was really fun. We should do this again soon."
And then you can follow up again in a week or two with another invitation.
Exactly. Building a friendship takes time and effort from both people. You can't expect to become best friends overnight.
Right. It's about consistency. You keep reaching out, you keep making plans, and gradually you build a real friendship.
Exactly. And here's a tip. Don't always wait for the other person to reach out. If you want to be friends with someone, take the initiative and make plans.
That's such a good point. A lot of people think, well, they haven't texted me, so maybe they're not interested. But the other person might be thinking the same thing.
Exactly. So if you enjoyed spending time with someone, reach out. The worst thing that can happen is they say no, and then you know to focus your energy elsewhere.
Right. And the best thing that can happen is you make a great new friend.
Exactly.
All right, let's do one more role play. Let's say we met at a party last week and I'm texting you to follow up.
Sounds good.
Andrew, reading text message style. Hey Mary, it's Andrew from Sarah's party last weekend. I really enjoyed talking with you about true crime podcasts. How's your week going?
Mary, reading text message style. Hey, Andrew. Yes, it was great meeting you too. My week's been pretty busy, but good. How about yours?
Andrew, not too bad. Hey, I was thinking there's a new coffee shop that opened near the park. Would you want to check it out this Saturday?
Mary, reading text message style. Oh, that sounds fun. What time were you thinking?
Andrew, maybe around 11? We could get coffee and walk around the park if the weather's nice.
Mary. Perfect. That works for me. See you Saturday at 11.
Andrew, great. Looking forward to it.
See? That was easy and natural.
Yeah, and we made specific plans, so there's no confusion about when or where we're meeting.
Exactly. And that's really the key to following up. Be clear, be friendly, and actually make plans instead of just saying sometime.
Okay, before we wrap up, I think we should talk about some common challenges people face when trying to make new friends.
Great idea, because let's be honest, making friends as an adult isn't always easy.
Right. So what are some of the biggest challenges?
Well, one big challenge is fear of rejection. A lot of people are nervous about reaching out because they're worried the other person will say no or won't be interested.
Yeah, that's definitely scary. But what would you say to someone who feels that way?
I'd say remember that rejection isn't personal. If someone says no or doesn't respond to your invitation, it's usually not about you. They might just be busy, or they might not be looking for new friends right now.
Right. And even if it is personal, meaning they just didn't feel a connection, that's okay too. Not everyone is going to be a good match for friendship.
Exactly. It's better to find that out early and move on to finding people who do connect with you.
That's a great point. What's another common challenge?
Another one is not knowing where to meet people. A lot of adults say, I don't know where to even find potential friends.
Right. When you're in school, you're surrounded by people your age, but as an adult, it's not as obvious.
Exactly. So here are some ideas for where to meet people. Join a club or group based on your interests, like a book club, running group, or photography class. Take a class to learn something new, cooking, language, art, whatever interests you. Volunteer for a cause you care about. Go to community events, farmers markets, festivals, neighborhood meetings. Use apps specifically designed for making friends, like Bumble BFF or Meetup. Say yes to invitations, even if it's outside your comfort zone.
Those are all great suggestions. I think the key is to put yourself in situations where you'll regularly see the same people, because that makes it easier to build connections.
Absolutely. Consistency is so important. You're much more likely to make friends at a weekly yoga class than at a one-time event.
Right. Okay, what about people who are introverted or shy? Any tips for them?
Yes. First of all, being introverted or shy doesn't mean you can't make friends. It just means you might need to approach it a bit differently.
How so?
Well, introverts often do better in smaller group settings or one-on-one situations rather than big parties. So focus on activities that allow for that kind of interaction.
That makes sense. Like coffee dates rather than big group outings.
Exactly. Also, it's okay to take your time. You don't have to become best friends with someone overnight. Let the friendship develop at a pace that feels comfortable for you.
That's good advice. And I think it's also okay to be honest about being shy or introverted. You can say something like, I'm a bit shy, so thanks for being patient with me.
Absolutely. Most people will appreciate the honesty and will actually try to make you feel more comfortable.
Great point. Okay, one more challenge. What about people who've moved to a new place and don't know anyone?
Oh, that's tough. Moving to a new city can be really isolating at first.
Yeah, so what would you suggest?
I'd say be proactive. Don't wait for friendships to come to you. You have to actively seek them out. Use all those tips we mentioned about joining groups and going to events.
Right. And also, don't be afraid to be the one who initiates. If you meet someone nice at work or at your apartment building, be the one to suggest grabbing lunch or coffee.
Exactly. And also, stay in touch with friends from your old place, but don't rely on them entirely. Make sure you're building a support network in your new city, too.
That's great advice. All right, I think we've covered a lot today.
Okay, let's do a quick recap of what we talked about today.
Great idea. So first, we talked about introducing yourself. The key is to keep it simple and natural. Make an observation, introduce yourself with some context, and ask open-ended questions.
Then we talked about finding common interests. Share a bit about yourself first, ask about their hobbies and interests, and look for things you have in common.
Next, we covered following up, exchange contact information, reach out within a few days, and suggest specific plans rather than vague, sometime invitations.
And finally, we talked about some common challenges and how to overcome them, dealing with fear of rejection, finding places to meet people, tips for introverts, and what to do if you've moved to a new place.
The most important thing to remember is that making friends takes time and effort, but it's absolutely worth it.
And don't be discouraged if it doesn't happen right away. Keep putting yourself out there. Be genuine and be patient.
Exactly. Every friendship starts with that first hello, so don't be afraid to say it.
Well said. And remember, practice makes perfect. The more you practice these conversation skills, the more natural and comfortable they'll become.
Absolutely. And speaking of practice, we hope this podcast is helping you feel more confident with your English.
We really hope so. You know, if you found this episode helpful, we'd really appreciate it if you could give us a like and subscribe to our channel. It helps us know that you're enjoying the content, and it helps other English learners find us too.
Exactly. And if you have any topics you'd like us to cover in future episodes, leave us a comment. We read all of them and we love hearing from you.
Yes, please do. We're always looking for new ideas.
All right, Mary, I think that's a wrap for today.
I think so too. Thank you so much for listening, everyone.
Remember, English without stress means learning naturally, making mistakes, and just enjoying the process.
Until next time, keep practicing, keep learning, and most importantly,
Keep it stress-free.
bye everyone.
See you next time.